All right, it's been a little while. I think it's been like 2 weeks since I did my best slashers of the 2010s. But we're gonna knock right through this list because I got I got another comment today about a list I made saying I was on the wrong side of 50. I actually laughed out loud. I think that was like one of the funniest fucking things I've read in a while. So thank you to that person for actually making my day. Throw the insults my way, but get clever with them. Don't do something lame. Like really, like think about it. If you're gonna attack me, if you're gonna smash me in the comments, like really give it your all. Like get creative, get clever. Don't be a fucking cunt. All right, so or actually be a cunt, but be a funny cunt, please. All right, so we're just gonna jump right into these things now. Number 10 is a film I put on here because I do have a good memory of it in the sense of like I remember enjoying it because there's good kills and this and that, and then there's the twist and everything. And that film is High Tension. Now, the reason it is at number 10, and it could drop from the list or it could go up higher. I've only seen it once, and that's when it originally came out. I think it's called like Switch Blade Romance now or some shit I saw. I was like, what? What are you talking about? High Tension, Hot Tension, or whatever. I remember really liking it, but I've seen it one time, and it was like 15 freaking years ago or something. It was a long ass time ago. So High Tension is at number 10 for now. I wanted to put it on the list, but I barely remember it much. But I remember it being really good. And let me tell you, this is a terrible decade. Like, I was looking through the lists, and I was like, wow, this decade sucks. I had Dark Ride on here originally until I saw High Tension and was like, no, High Tension's a better movie. But I did really enjoy Dark Ride recently from After Dark Horror Fest. I did it on Slasher Sunday. It's got some really cool kills. I liked the characters, whatever. So I was like, oh, I don't know. But man, like it was like these 10 are like 11 now with Dark Ride. Those were seriously some of the only, and then maybe like Malevolence, which I really like as an homage throwback. But there really was nothing. I was looking through and I was like, what the fuck? And I'm sure there's something I missed, something lower budget. I was more Googling things and just looking up slashes of the 2000s and trying to find as many as I could on there. I'm sure if I went through my collection and I made sure the eras and the times and all that stuff that I'd find some things that I'd be like, why isn't this on the list? But for just Googling and for like maybe half an hour or something, I was like, wow, that's it? That's all the 2000s had to offer as far as slashers? But that kind of makes sense. Because I can't even like the 90s is going to be rough for me. The 90s is going to be rough for me. I can already say that from 90 to 99, I am going to have a horrid time picking things because I hate Scream, as you guys all know. I don't like any of them. Then I Know What You Did Last Summers and the Urban Legends and all. I don't like any of those very much. So I don't know what the hell the 90s is going to look like, but we'll get there. All right, number 9, and this is Hatchet. Hatchet is a super fun flick. You guys know it. Victor Crawley, it's the original one. I think it was 2007. It's got a lot of great kills in it. Some of the best of this decade for sure. So that's where it sits as of now. Number 8 is going to be Leslie Vernon, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I've only seen this movie once, but man, I was really high on it when I saw it. I wasn't really high, I was really high on it. I just thought it was a freaking blast, like super fun, super funny. Leslie Vernon is such a charismatic character. It was such an original idea at the time. My buddy Travis Gillespie, I think this is his favorite horror movie. I love it. For my recollection of it, just kind of this documentary on this guy who is like a Jason, and he goes around, he kind of teaches this camera crew on how to be a professional slasher, and it's cool. It's a super cool flick, and I should rewatch it, and I should do it for a Slasher Sunday because it definitely deserves it. All right, number 7 is going to be the My Bloody Valentine remake. This movie is a ton of fun. When I saw it in theaters, I did not like it at all at that time. I went back and rewatched it fairly recently, probably last Valentine's Day, for the channel, and man, did I have a good time. It is a super fun flick. It's got great kills. It's got naked babes. It's got some fun characters. cool ass movie. So real high on My Bloody Valentine. All right, number 6. This is probably the one that maybe some of you haven't heard of. This is going to be a film that's a little lesser known, but man, some fantastic kills. I put it purely up this high. In fact, it probably should be below like My Bloody Valentine or whatever, but I put it up higher because there's so many kills. And it's just, really at the end of the day, what are we watching slasher movies for? We're watching them for tits and we're watching them for kills and some fun characters. And this movie really delivers on the kills. It has so many. And yes, they might not be all that good. But that film is 100 tears. When I first saw this movie, I was like, this movie is fucking so fun. Because it's just this clown going around and just slaughtering people for the entire film. I've always said this movie should have been called 100 Bodies, because I think that's about how many people he kills in the movie. And when you have that many kills, as I said, the kills don't look that great, but they're so over the top that I don't give a shit. Give me the kills on screen. They don't have to be over realistic. Just show them to me at the very goddamn least. So I love this movie for doing that. All right, number 5 is the House of Wax remake. Now, this might be controversial to people. I know some people don't like this movie, but I rewatched it recently. The set designs and the town and the score and all this, cool ass movie. Great kills. I actually like Paris Hilton in it. I like her death. I like all of that stuff. Spoilers, I guess, but fucking almost everybody in the movie dies. The killer's cool. Setup's cool. All of it's great. I am a big fan of House of Wax, and I dig the shit out of it. So definitely an underappreciated slasher film, period, in my opinion. All right, moving on from that. Number 4, this is another one that a lot of people I know don't like in the Friday the 13th franchise, but when I saw this in theaters, I just seriously had so much fun the entire time. This movie is just pure fun. Just pure fun. And that is Jason X. Like, this movie is just fun from beginning to end. The kills, there's so many fantastic kills in this film. Like, when I saw it in theaters, and there's the, like, it's going to take a little more than a poke in the ribs to kill this old dog, or whatever he says, and then he, like, stabs him again. He's like, yep, that ought to do it. Which ends up not actually doing it. And then the corkscrew one, he looks screwed. And then the slow neck break, and of course, maybe my favorite fucking kill of all time, the nitroglycerin. Is that it? It doesn't sound right. Liquid nitrogen. That's why I was like, no, it's not. Why did I say it backwards? Okay, I was like, nitroglycerin. No, that's not right. Liquid nitrogen. There you go. The liquid nitrogen face smash. It's phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. And then, of course, we love premarital sex and smoking pot, or whatever the line is, and then he beats the girl, homage to the sleeping bag kill. I don't understand how people don't have a good time with this movie. There's fucking hot ass naked chicks throughout. There's some fun characters. There's some insane kills in the movie. I don't get how people don't like Jason X. Yes, it's silly, but come on. It's so much fun. All right, top 3, here we go. All right, number 3, this movie. Man, I love this flick, and that is The Collector. Now, people would maybe consider this a home invasion movie or what. I don't care. This is a slasher movie to me, and I think it's fantastic. I love this damn movie. Arkin is such a fantastic final guy. There you go. You don't get a lot of final guys, but the war that's kind of waged between him and the Collector in the movie, and him breaking into the house and the flip and all of that stuff, and then you've got the incredible Madeline Zima showing her tits off in this movie. Holy fucking Christ, are they incredible. The kills are phenomenal. The traps are fantastic. The camera work in this is excellent. The score is great. The atmosphere, the lighting, the music, the fucking look of the killer, there's nothing. I can't say a damn bad thing about it. The ending, the grimness of it all. Marcus Dunson, Patrick Melton, hats off to you guys. Fantastic film. And I really like the collection as well. So just The Collected needs to happen. Or is it happening? Maybe it got announced. I think it is. I think I think they confirmed that it is finally happening. All right, number 2. That is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from 2003 with Jessica Biel. Absolutely adore this film. I mean, Jessica Biel's outfit alone in that movie is iconic enough. But the film blew me away in theaters. It was a film that I was like, why are they remaking this? Forget it. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You'll never touch the original. And while this doesn't exactly touch the original in some ways, I know a lot of people, there's a lot of people who actually prefer this one. And I completely understand why they do. It's just faster paced and more fun. And it's got better characters, for sure. I mean, in my opinion. And just the kills are brutal. The tone of the film, the look of the film, everything about it. I mean, I think it's a near perfect slasher. Now, number 1, the most controversial thing on my list by far. I don't give a shit. I'm not apologizing for nothing. You can hate my list all you want. You can tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You can shut this video off. Instant dislike. Don't care. This is my favorite slasher film of this decade, and probably, I don't know, top 2, top 3 of the 2000s. So, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. That's right. H2. I did like a 40-minute review on this movie. I even went on Drum Dum's channel and did a full live commentary on the film with him, and we just gushed about how fantastic this film is. Yeah, I'm not going to just reiterate everything I said about every other film. Just pretty much take everything I said positive about every other film and just insert it here. Seriously. Hot chicks, phenomenal kills. This film is so fucking brutal. And another reason why this film is so high for me, number 1, is because of that unbelievable, emotional scene between Annie and Laurie, and then Brad Dourif as well, or should I say, Sheriff Brackett. That is the best acting, the most emotional sequence in any slasher movie I've ever watched. Period. So, say what you will about it. The kills, the chicks, the acting, where the story goes. Oh, they don't like Loomis. They don't like what he did with him. They don't like the horse and this and that. They don't like, whatever. They don't like that Michael speaks. I'll defend the Michael speaking thing till the fucking day I die. You guys are too traditional. You're traditionalists. You can't distance yourself from John Carpenter's Halloween. This isn't John Carpenter's Halloween. I've said this enough. I feel like I'm fucking just being redundant at this point. I don't need to defend it anymore. I think it's a fucking slasher masterpiece. Yes, I think this horse stuff is stupid. I don't care about that shit. I just dismiss it. I prefer the ending in the director's cut, I think is the one. Yeah. I love it. I fucking love this movie. So there you go. My top slasher films of the 2000 to 2009. What is your list? Let me know below. Adios.